Protein is likely your most important macronutrient. Getting this one wrong can have a significant impact on not only your ability to lose weight and maintain your weight, but also your hormonal balances, your metabolism, even your immune system. And your protein has a big impact on those premature aging symptoms. I'm talking brittle hair, weak nails, and even that crepey skin. And I don't know about you, but those are a hard no for me. And simply adding more protein to your diet, that is not the answer. So today I have tons of information in a short video, and we are going to have some advice from my vegan and vegetarian friends along the way. Plus we are going to blow the roof off of a protein myth that's going to save you tons of money. So go ahead, hit that like, hit that subscribe. That helps us help more people, and let's get into this. All right, I am certain that you already know this, but we are going to start here. So protein is made up of amino acids. Amino acids are the actual building blocks for the protein, and all day long, every single day, your body is breaking down proteins into amino acids, taking the amino acids, rearranging them, and building them into brand new proteins or collagen structures in the body. And this is the same thing that happens when we eat protein. We break it down into its individual amino acids, and we use those amino acids to build and repair any of the various tens of thousands of protein and collagen structures in our body. And this does bring me to collagen powders, because collagen is the same thing. It is a protein, and when you drink it or take the supplement, your body breaks it down from the collagen protein into its individual amino acids. At that point, if you are stimulating collagen production, your body will have all the building blocks that it needs. But if you are seeing results from your collagen powder in your skin, your hair, your nails, or whatever was the reason that you initially bought it, chances are that the results are not coming from it being a collagen powder. They're coming from it actually being an increase in your protein intake, because collagen is also an incomplete protein, and we will actually get to that later. But first, protein, the amino acids come in two forms. They come in essential and non-essential. There are over 20 of them altogether, but 9 of them are what are called essential. So we have to eat those. Our body does not make those, so we have to get them from the food that we take in. Those are the important ones, and the ones we're about to talk about today. The non-essential ones also super important, but our body does take care of that for us. So let's get into these. Each of the tens of thousands of structures in your body have a very specific amino acid recipe. So this is a very specific amount and ratio of all the amino acids needed to complete the structure. They can be non-essential, they can be essential, or they can be a combination of both. But if you are missing even one of them, this process and structure will not be completed, which is a very, very big deal, because this is everything from your hormones to the tissue in your vital organs. So it is very important that we are conscious of the essential amino acids coming in with our food. Now, some of your foods are considered complete proteins and some are considered incomplete proteins. The complete proteins have all of the essential amino acids, and the incomplete proteins do not. Complete proteins are things like eggs, beef, fish, poultry. Incomplete proteins are more like nuts or legumes. The good news is there are also complete proteins from plants like quinoa, hemp, and soy. So for my vegan and vegetarian friends, please be certain that in each of your meals, you are focusing on those proteins being complete. So if you were eating something like legumes, just make sure you are pairing it with seeds, nuts, or grains to make the meal a complete protein, because this is one way we can think that we are getting enough protein when we actually are not. Meat eaters have it a little bit easier in this department, because most animal proteins are definitely considered complete protein. We digest and utilize some proteins better than others, and there actually is an amino acid scoring system for this reason. It is pretty much telling you the quality of your protein. The more essential amino acids your protein has, the higher the DIAS score. Things like eggs, beef, chicken, and whey protein have the highest DIAS scores. Things like soy and pea protein, along with baked chickpeas, have what is a medium or considered a good DIAS score, while things like rice, lentils, peas, and almonds actually have a low DIAS score. So you're going to need to eat those with other sources of protein so that you can raise the DIAS score of that meal, because we assume that 18 grams of protein from one source is the exact same as 18 grams of protein from another, and it is not. For example, leucine is an essential amino acid that is very important for building muscle. And in order to get the same amount of leucine that you get in 25 grams of whey protein powder, you would need to have 40 grams of soy protein powder or 38 grams of pea protein powder. So the process of breaking down proteins into amino acids actually begins in your stomach, and your stomach acid plays a huge role in this. If you do not produce enough stomach acid to properly break those proteins down into amino acids before they get into your intestines, number one, your body cannot use these improperly digested amino acids. They will just go to waste. But number two, your body will see these improperly digested proteins as an invader, and they will send out an immune response to protect you from this invasion. Anytime you have an immune response, you also have a cortisol response. And anytime you have a cortisol response, you are making fat loss way harder. This is also a pretty significant cause of acid reflux. Often we think it's too much stomach acid when really a lot of times it is not enough. But the good news is, if this is something that you think is going on with you, there are things that we can do to improve it. Like take a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water, drink it through a straw. You can use a lemon if you find the taste absolutely hateful. But before your meals with protein, go ahead and throw that back and make sure you chew your food so well. Make it easy on your stomach. Allow that stomach acid to be able to build up. You can also try a digestive enzyme, because when we cannot properly digest our proteins, we cannot use our protein. Now, let's real quick talk about those fatty acids in your proteins. I'm talking about your omega-3s and your omega-6s. Ideally, we are eating those in a 1-to-1 ratio. Even though a ratio of 1-to-4, 1 omega-3 to 4 omega-6s is still considered healthy, the typical American diet is about 1-to-20, and the absolute imbalance of these omegas is a major cause of heart disease, arthritis, blood clots, and especially inflammation. And the constant cortisol response from the inflammation from this imbalance is raising fat storage and estrogen, yes, even in men. It also lowers testosterone, yes, even in women, progesterone and growth hormone. So a pretty cool fact is that it seems to be way more important to raise those omega-3s than it is to lower your omega-6s. And when we raise our levels of omega-3s, we get clearer thinking, brighter skin, we reduce our risk of heart disease, we increase our immunity function and our joint health, plus our ability to break down fat. I am in. So start by switching from grain-fed to grass-fed beef. This is going to automatically lower your omega-6s and raise your omega-3s. You're going to end up evening these out. Also, throw in some free-range chickens, some fish, some seafood, some chia, flax, and hemp seeds. You will not be disappointed. Also, some fish or krill oil supplement would be great. So this is where my vegan and vegetarian friends obviously have it a little bit easier. As long as everybody stays away from seed oils, their omega-3 to omega-6 ratio is 1-to-40. This is absolutely terrible. This is so inflammatory, and it is in so many of your processed foods, even the ones that are labeled healthy. So check your labels and look out for canola and corn oil, soybean oil, sunflower and safflower oil, and grapeseed oil. These are all very inflammatory, and they are going to raise your omega-6s, and you're not even really going to realize it's happening. So it is always going to be way more important what is in your food than your macro or your calorie count. And I know all of this is a whole lot to take in, so we do offer personalized help, and there is a link below for that if you'd like to check it out. And thank you so much for sticking around. I will see you next time. Bye.